taking what we've spoken about this morning and now thinking about how we get attention. Information and attention is the two things that are going on really, really big at the moment. So this is one of the methods that you can use with your social media. So if you were to talk 50%, and you can play with these percentages, what works for you and your audience. And I know one of the big concerns when you're on Facebook, for example, is about friends and family. Who worries about the fact of what friends and family and people are going to think if you suddenly start posting a lot of mortgage stuff? Yep, so we've got a good few. So I took the attitude, I came off of social media, and this is why I know it can work for all of you, because I got fed up in 2014, 2015 of the food, of the pets, of the woe is me kind of stories and all that kind of stuff. So I came off social media. It was only when I realised it was a tool for business that I came back in 2016. So it depends on what you want to do. There's multiple things you can do. You can have audiences within your profile, and you can have friends audience, and you can have business audience. And you can set these things up so certain posts are only seen by certain people. So when you create a new Facebook post, there's a little square at the top, and you can choose who sees it. So you could go to the effort of creating these if you want to. I view it that there's 5,000 friends potentially on my Facebook. Let's say that 20% have unfollowed me. So then there's, I'm doing my maths now, 4,000 that are actually seeing my posts over a period of time. But I'm just looking at it from a point of view that they're all going to want something in the future, or they're going to know somebody from that 6-foot radius, because when they like and comment, it's their friends and family who see it, or someone else that they know that sees it as well. So take a picture if you want, but you could follow the 80-20 rule if you wanted. You could do 8 out of 10 posts of value, whatever mix of this you want to use, and then 2 out of 10 posts are selling. Talk to your market, talk about your business, educate, inspire, motivate. They're the 3 things that you can really do on social media. If you add entertain into that, and your social media will blow up. I need to blow off then, that wouldn't have been good, would it? So yeah, if you can entertain and educate and inspire and motivate people to take action, that's like the secret sauce. People want to be entertained on social media. That's generally why they're there. Bloody hard to do it in mortgages. I've seen a couple of people actually dressing up in togas and things like that as a means to take it, as a means to make it a wee bit different. Whether that's a route you want to go for the type of customers that you deal with, but at least it's something different. Probably work on TikTok. 30% talking about and building rapport, maintain relationships with them, 10% just pitching and selling, so 1 in every 10 posts, for example, and then actually engaging, asking questions. Has anyone seen me do posts, things like BMW versus Audi, iPhone versus Samsung? Those posts are called engagement posts, and the reason why I do them is because the algorithm knows that lots of people have liked and commented it, because we all like to share an opinion, but then the next post that I'll do after that engagement post will be my sale post, or my driving them to a call to action, because the algorithm goes, oh, let's reward Gary for the next 5 or 6 posts before it then starts to die off. So use it strategically in a way that do something that gets people just engaging with you, and then do your pitch after that. Make sense? Perfect. So 4 things. We all like to absorb content in different ways, and that's why it doesn't matter if your video, if you're written, if you're audio. There's audio apps out there where people can just listen to audio. Or creating things that people can do, which is what a lead magnet is, and we'll talk about a little bit later. So watch, read, listen, do. 4 ways people like to work. Simple marketing method, market, message, media. Again, this is around customer attention and sales, around the funnel. Know who you're talking to, know what message you want to give them, know where you're going to put it to based on where they are hanging out. Really simple stuff in relation to marketing. We've already covered the entertain, educate, and inspire and motivate. Something I haven't done enough is making posts evergreen, so make them last forever. In my book, I've done a 2nd edition of it now, which I took out a few things that are now not relevant, but the one thing that I left in was bloody help to buy ISA. And then they went and removed it a week later, but it's already gone to Amazon again, and I've already done the audio book and I can't get rid of it now. So I'm like, should have made it more evergreen. But the more you make your content evergreen, save it in a folder, put it in notes, put it in OneNote, put it in Evernote, put them in Evernote and reuse them, because the feeds are so fast. If you know that that post did particularly well with likes, comments and shares, then take advantage of that. One of the big things is having a creative space. You know, I'm a believer in environment dictates your performance. It's why I'd never have a home gym, because I like to go to somewhere where it's focused on that particular task. If you're working behind your desk all day in and day out, your body naturally knows to put on its mortgage hat when you sit in the chair. So have somewhere else where you create content. Going out for walks, you know, going in the gym. Having a shower works really well for me. I get loads of ideas randomly in the shower. But having somewhere where you know you're going to be creative and just visiting that space every single day. There's a thing in NLP called anchoring, and it's basically where you know that you can put your body and your mind into a certain state based on the repetition of that. So if you anchor the fact that this is my creative space and you only do creative things in there, then that will help you to create more content, because it'll naturally become an ideas room or an idea space. And then routine and timing. We've spoken a little bit about chunking time. You know, morning times are really good for me. Other people it's evening times. You know, creatives massively like to work till all hours of the evening. So just sticking to a routine that works. One of the first things that one of my managers said to me when it was kind of door knocking and whatnot, and phoning 100 people an hour and all that sort of stuff, was you've got to be doing an hour's worth of new lead generation every day, or 2 hours worth of new lead generation every day. So just making that strict in your diary, irrespective, in the calendar, nothing else in there, means that it will constantly grow. Because the problem is when you're topping up the funnel all the time, and then you get busy because loads of leads start coming out the bottom, the natural thing is, I need to stop doing what works. But actually what works is going to knock you in 3 months' time. Because if you stop doing that today, 3 months' time you'll go, oh shit, I've got no leads. You know, so just having that minimum standard of performance and that consistency. So you're all going to want to take a picture of this one. Answer the public. So I just put in, you can search anything in this, so I just put in results for remortgage. What it then does is it starts with a title. So are remortgages higher interest rates? Are mortgage valuations accurate? Can I remortgage early? These are all titles that people are searching on the internet. So it actually just makes your life easier when it comes to producing content, because you don't have to think about it. I'll show you later, I think it's 80% of people think about the headline. So if you think about creating content, you can literally go into this. It does spider diagrams, it gives you Excel spreadsheets, and it gives you so many different options in terms of how you can start to do content. It's already there, because this website will do it for you. It's one of those things, they give you a nice 20% for free, but if you want to get the really good stuff, you've got to pay. It's like everything. So it's, yeah, but it works. We've created loads of content out of that. That's how we get most of our headlines initially. It just makes it really easy. So, writing great copy. Being able to write in a structured way and just get that idea down is one of the key things, particularly if you want to write. I'm not a particularly good writer, and we'll talk to you a little bit about repurposing later, but remember market message meter. Big thing in marketing is AIDA. So attention. Everybody's scrolling through Facebook like this, watching cats on skateboards and all that kind of stuff. You need to have a headline that's going to attract them and get them to stop in their tracks and read what you're posting. You then need to grab their interest after you've got their attention and made them stop. So you need to get them engaged with what you're writing. You then need to create some sort of desire for them actually to want to engage with your content. And then of course you want them to take action. So yeah, you've got action at the end. You want to convince them to take that next logical step. The other one that I like is, I reference it all the time when I'm doing a strategy call with somebody, is find the problem, stick a knife in it and twist it, as I like to call it on a strategy call, agitate that problem, because then people start to know that when you present your solution, you become the logical choice. So you can write content in that way as well. Problem that we often find is, the issue with that is, and this is how you solve it. But 2 in every 10 posts, you can stick a call to action on it, so that you get them to take that next logical step of visit my website, pick up the phone, email me, whatever.